about to jump in somebody's car. It's so fucking cold. So
What's
cold.
up, everybody? You know what time it is. It's that Saturday morning Smash podcast. As always, we got the lovely panel here. First up, we got the broadband bully himself, Netheliz. Netheliz.
What's up, guys? You know, it's Broadband Bullies, always representing that brand. And today we're really going to get into it. It's going to be a special episode. And we don't get my man SupraGee, so we're going to see what's up with that. All right, let's go.
Because he's got his Vegeta loving ass out somewhere.
Ooh.
Of course, as always, we got the insightful old King Soul himself rocking it up right now.
What up, guys? I'm currently freezing outside. I'm gonna try to stay.
Don't worry. This podcast is gonna be so fire, it's gonna warm you up, bro.
I hope so. I'm about to hide in the car, man.
And of course, we always got your resident rookie and fraud extraordinaire Operation himself.
What's up, everybody? Excited to be here. Excited to talk about these topics. I'm getting real tired of Crunchyroll because this shit's whack as fuck, but you know, we'll get into it later.
Oh, don't worry. We're going to put them on blast in a minute.
Yeah.
And of course, as always, your illustrious host, me, Bloody Knuckles. So we're doing a special episode here, making up for last week, as well as got some things coming up and plenty to talk about right now. Plenty new announcements and thought pieces here for everyone on the panel. So let's go ahead and get kicking here. So if you hadn't been paying attention, there's been a lot of new announcements in the past 2 weeks for new seasons, especially in the anime scene coming out. Big ones that have been around and finally getting their shit put out. So first up is one that everyone I know has been excited for. All right. Furikuri season 2 and 3 coming out next year.
That shit's about to be so lit.
Dude, that shit's gonna be great because of the fact that shit's so out of nowhere, it doesn't even make sense, and it's beautiful because it doesn't.
I was about to say, that was such like a one and done series. I'm amazed like there's more seasons, but I'm excited because it's a great ass series.
Exactly. 7 episodes of just pure what the fuck, and it was beautiful.
Like seriously, if you haven't checked it out, you have to watch the show now.
Yeah, it's definitely worth going back. Like I said, 7 episodes. The first season was great, and it was a major just WTF moment, the whole series. But it's finally getting their next series. So they're putting out season 2 and 3 next year.
Yeah, that's really good. I think it's gonna be like super great in this type of time because they can like they really don't have any limitations now. So they definitely have a lot of new things available right now here, as well as I do agree that one thing too that I have to say about the original, that probably had one of the catchiest and best ending songs ever. Yeah, that shit was amazing.
Oh, and
the animation was top tier back then too, man. That shit was godlike.
Oh god, yes. Like the animation, especially for some of the big fight scenes and stuff that was going on there, that was badass for what it was.
Yeah, it was good. It was really good.
Yeah. So I know you still catching up, so that's one you got to put on your list that you definitely got to watch.
Definitely got a long ass list right now of all things I need to catch up on.
Backlog.
Don't worry, my backlog is filling up. My backlog is filling up too. I got stuff from way back that I got to redo. Everything from still from the summer season and some leftover from spring. As well,
I got finished Death Note myself, so yeah.
Oh,
you motherfucker!
You fraud! Get out!
I'm still going through it. I'm in the beginning. I'm still going through it right now.
Hey, you know it's proven he's more of a fraud than me. I mean, at least I watched Death Note.
Yeah.
Oh no!
Oh man! All right. Next up on that list of announcements, we have Crap Tail, the final season. I mean, Fairy Tail.
Wait, that's coming back?
Yeah. Surprisingly, it's coming back, but it's being announced as the final season. So that
Fairy Tail's complete garbage.
Sorry. It is absolute trash. You know, I kind of want to get one of my boys on here like at a later time because he watched the series and loves it. So we'll get him to try.
I've watched the whole thing too because I have a problem, but goddamn, that series isn't good. I'm telling you right now.
Yeah,
I told you.
You for so long, you just can't stop anymore. You're invested.
I'm so glad.
I'm glad.
Yeah, see, I'm glad I did too because I watched the first 3 episodes with him and said, "Nah, I'm done. This garbage.
I'm good.
Exactly
garbage."
That's exactly what I did.
It only gets worse. Like the beginning was better than the ending, so like that's how bad that show got.
Yeah, so the fact that they're putting out a final season, especially after all the crap that happened with their actors and stuff like that, so it's kind of being pushed to just finish up the story.
Yeah, they're probably gonna. They might pull a what is it? A Come Get Kill, and just do whatever they want.
Oh my god, I fucking love that anime.
Dude, but Akame Got Kill is good though.
Yeah, it was good. It was good, but the ending they just freestyled it.
Yeah, I know they freestyled it, and a lot of people want them to come back and redo it. But the thing is, even with what they did, it was still significantly better. Good. Oh yeah,
still good. Yeah.
As I told everyone, man, when I was watching that show, I was like, man, this is the Game of Thrones of anime right here. It's like anyone you love, it's not safe.
Yeah.
Hey. Attack on Titan does the same shit though, man. You gotta give that props.
Oh yeah, it does it good though. That's what made it worth it. Let's see. Of course, we already know, and it's finally been given that One Punch Man season 2 is going to come out in 2018. Sometime. We don't have any given season yet, but it's going to be coming out sometime in 2018. And I already know everyone's going to be hyped for that.
I'm still kind of shaky about it.
I think the expectations are a little too high, especially with the studio and the director they have right now.
And you're not wrong with them already having swapped, studios and putting in a new director. I do agree that a lot of people do need to temper their expectations on it. However, it is still a respectable series to be excited for because even though, and you got to think about it in this case, it's only been one season. We already know what Madhouse has done. We know their pedigree and everything else. So the fact that they're swapping studios after one season could be any number of things, whether it be contract or issues with the studio. But we still got to give the respect to the new studio.
Yeah, we still got
to let them. Yeah, give them a chance because, like I said, it's only been one season that we had One Punch Man. Yeah, it was great.
Off just yet.
Yeah,
but I don't know, man. I'm just worried about the intense animation because the animation is what made that show for me. It was so fucking good.
Oh yeah,
and they're changing up the director too. So like, I don't know. I'm a bit worried no matter what.
And like,
even with the director, because it was the director at Madhouse who oversaw like Death Note and things like that. However, the new director is really big of the original manga and webcomic from One, and One still has a lot of talk on it. So let's kind of just see where it goes from there, because it's not a show that's been 3, 4, 5 seasons in and then suddenly get a new season, such as with High School DxD.
Yeah, I would say I don't know, because I guess for the arc that they're about to do now, it's going to be really action packed. So
yeah, so let's kind of see what the new studio does.
It's still the same creative team, right?
Can you repeat that?
It's still the same creative team, but just different animation crew, right?
No. It's a new studio entirely.
Oh shit!
New director. Yeah.
Okay, I thought it was animation crew. All right.
Yeah, but in all fairness, they did actually output to other studios during the first season, and Madhouse only did like a little bit of it.
Okay,
but still,
yeah, like they had like all the top animators working on it, like from every studio. Like it was. Hopefully, they could still do that. But
oh yeah, I hope that with the new studio that they got, that they pull in a lot of that talent that was working on it before, because that's what helped out a lot. Because think about just some of those action scenes and those fights, how massive they were and how phenomenal they looked. Look at the SeulKing fight alone.
Yeah, the dream sequence was crazy.
Oh, yeah.
The fight with Saitama and Gino, crazy.
Yeah. All right. Of course, next up on the list that we got is Real Life is getting a second season. If you hadn't seen that one. And that was a nice, interesting little show itself.
Wait, what show? What?
It's called Real Life.
The fuck?
It's a science fantasy drama. To kind of explain it, it's about a 27-year-old man who's unemployed after quitting his job. Right? Claims that it just doesn't fit him or anything, and he finds it difficult to just get a job like that, and he's kind of starting over again. And he does an experiment to try and he basically does an experiment that turns him
young again, and he goes back to school and tries to experience what it's like to be a student again.
What?
Yeah.
I don't know about that one, but all right.
It might be cool though. It might be cool.
It's more of a fantasy, and it's more of a drama, but it's a fairly cool,
like a slice of life type of.
It's low-key kind of creepy though.
It's not a slice of life. It's absolutely not a slice of life. It's very drama filled.
Oh, okay.
It's a real good one. I watched the first season. It was actually really cool, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. And I'm glad that it's getting a second season because it did leave off on a lot of things. So that's always nice to see. And of course,
might check out.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Like, I know how y'all feel about things, but me, I do like a good slice of life. I like every now and then. I don't need action in my life. I need some cute shit every now and then.
Action is so good.
Oh man, you gotta watch Boruto, man. The first season's just slice of life.
Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh my god.
That's disrespectful. I take that.
Hey, I will give you this. SoulKing second season is pretty fire. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh Lord.
Oh man.
Of course, like everyone already knows, with this series in general, it was only a matter of time. Persona 5 is finally getting its animation adaptation.
I'm really not
I see this weird shit. I hear there's dick monsters. I don't know what the fuck's going on. I gotta see this now.
Yeah, don't mention dick monsters.
I'm gonna tell you this right now, Neff. If you've played any of the Persona games or anything, like I know some of the series, there's always one overlying theme hidden within the game. And then 5,
there's a penis demon.
There is a penis demon, but the thing is, and this has been theorized by plenty, is that a lot of the main characters in there on the Phantom Thieves, that their personalities when they go into the other world is based on their fetishes.
Oh, that's so wild.
Don't touch this game.
I'm gonna watch the first 5 minutes and then just go ahead and tune out and appreciate it.
Y'all keep that game on.
No, but that might work pretty well in the anime, but I don't want to see no penis monster. So.
Yeah, I don't want to be fighting a penis monster.
But look, I'm just saying that one, like the series, the anime adaptations always do the stories fairly well, and it gives it for a lot of people who may not get to experience the story because they've done it with all the Shin Megami Tensei series. They've done it with each Persona game since I think 3 and 4. Like, I'm really glad because one, not having a PlayStation, I haven't gotten to play Persona 5, but I'm hoping it's coming one day. But I'm glad that the animation is finally coming out because it is a series that is always good and respectable.
Yeah, it's very respectable. Yeah, I can't get mad at them for making an anime adaptation of that. So.
Yeah, I'm not really surprised at this at all. It's a pretty popular game, good franchise too.
See, I wasn't surprised because they always do it. It's always Atlas always puts an animation adaptation of all their series.
It's really a matter of
but
when.
Yeah, exactly. It's a matter of when. And I think that it's been almost a year. And by that time, it will have been a year. So it's the perfect time to do it.
Yeah. Yeah. Just can't do no dick monsters. Can't do that. I'm sorry. I got my own intro look at it all the time now.
Exactly. Next up is, if you don't know, a certain magical index is finally getting its 3rd season.
What is that?
A certain magical index is a series that started out with a certain scientific railgun.
Well, that's a title. Oh, I didn't even
know.
I didn't know that was the title. I thought you were about to tell us the title.
Yeah, like referencing it.
No. The actual name of the anime is called A Certain Magical Index, but the first series in its seasons was A Certain Scientific Railgun.
Oh, okay.
All right.
And it's definitely a cool one because it talks about like fighters and all sorts of weird shit. It's all over because it talks about students who are espers and have psychic powers and shit, and how they're all fighting to become stronger in this big ongoing tournament in a city made of other espers and shit.
That sounds pretty dope. That sounds like a battle royale type of thing.
It is. It's real cool. Like if you haven't seen it, like the main character starts off like he doesn't know anything and finds out that he's actually fucking strong, and it just like the group of characters that start coming around him as the series goes on is just hilarious, man. Like it's actiony, it's comedy, like it's real cool. If you like that science fantasy with like psychics, it's definitely one to check out. Definitely see the first season with the certain scientific railgun, and if you like it, definitely keep going with certain magical index. A lot of people say that a magical index was much better than scientific railgun, but that is everyone's always choice. But the series itself is just phenomenal.
Which one had a better title? Because both of these are kind of a little oddball.
Hey man, if there's one thing I know,
the railgun. It sounds better. It sounds cool.
Yeah. Like I'm gonna say right now though, is that if you've seen titles for animes in like the last like 2-3 years worth of seasons, some of them are just so far off the wall.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah.
You're definitely right.
Yeah, because look, you have the problem children are coming from another world. You have is it wrong to try and pick up girls in a dungeon?
Oh shit.
You see that title, like Post Up is telling me that's a great show, but that title throws me off.
It does.
It makes it sound like one of those anime. You know what I mean?
I know what you're. I know what you're saying, but despite what it says, like it is fairly good. It's hilarious. It has its comedy and action, but it does have its romance aspect. But it is a real good one. But like I said, just some of the shows coming out in the last few years worth of seasons have those weird names that are just kind of out there. But I love them. I like because of the fact that you're like, the hell kind of name is this? Like there was one that came out last season that says, and you think there's never a girl online. And it's about a MMO gamer who tries to flirt with girls in MMOs, but they always end up being dudes and he doesn't trust anyone on MMOs anymore. And finds out that his party.
Yeah, but that's legit though.
Yeah.
I might watch that.
Yeah, but he finds out that his party that he always plays with is actually all girls, and they meet up in real life, and he's just like, "There's no way this is happening." Like, there's just some animes that have those strange names that you're like, "All right, this is so out there, I kind of want to watch it." And when you watch it, you're either you love it and glad you gave it a chance, or you're just like, "Nah, this was just trash."
Yeah, that sounds fire. I might watch that one. I might watch that.
Yeah, but it's definitely worth it. It's one to definitely look up. Of course, we have 7 Deadly Sins getting its second season on Netflix with Commandments, which I'm pretty stoked about because I really enjoyed 7 Deadly Sins.
Yes. What's the is it like episodes on Netflix right now?
Yes, they have I think they have the first 2 seasons of when of the show that after Netflix picked it up. They have those currently on Netflix right now, so you can watch all of those. I think it's about 30 episodes or 40. I'm not entirely sure, but there's quite a bit on there. And now they're doing its next season for the next story arc, and that's being announced for next year.
I seen like the first, I guess, true season. I didn't know what the second, I guess, couple episodes were, so I didn't try to check them out. So I might actually dive back into 7 Deadly Sins because it's pretty good.
Yeah, you see, I haven't picked it up because I have a problem. I love to binge watch, but now that I have that season coming along, I might pick it up now.
Oh yeah,
they definitely have one of my favorite characters in that. So.
It's definitely worth checking out, bro. It's definitely worth checking out. And of course, we already talked about this, but Overlord Season 2 has been announced. Only it was officially confirmed and put out a brand new trailer. And that show I'm super pumped up about because that one was one of those video game isekais that have been coming big. However, it does it so different because the main character is not trying to be a hero. He's like straight up willing to just murk anybody who gets in his way.
Yeah, I heard good things about that. I heard good things about the anime.
Yeah, and like I said last time when we talked about it, is that the dub is probably one of the best English dubs I've heard in a long time, especially for stuff coming out of the newer seasons. It is definitely worth seeing if you want to hear it in dub. Of course, the sub is great as well.
Yeah, I might check. I definitely check it out.
Yeah, I'll check it out on Verve.
It's on. I think it's on Verve, but I know that they have the whole English dub currently on Hulu, so that's definitely a good spot to watch it as well.
Never mind, I'll be on Hulu.
I'm so skeptical about dubs.
Yeah.
I really don't like dubs. That much.
And see, I'm the kind of guy who, when it comes to dubs, that I'll give it a chance. If I feel that the voice actors are and they do the story right, even of course when they translate it over, it's always going to be different. However, if they do the casting right, the characters and the voices for those characters feel right and they feel natural, then I'll watch it in dub. I was like, there's plenty of shows I've watched in dub. However, like for me, like when I watched the My Hero dub in English, I could not do it because I didn't like the voice actor for Deku, and it's nothing against him. It's just the character.
No,
the
it
voice
sounds like
doesn't
one
match.
did.
It's not the same. It's not as
But
impactful.
but they also
Yeah.
give him a deeper voice, and it just doesn't match Deku's personality. And when you hear All Might, like I love Chris Sabat, like dude's
You?
been everywhere.
No,
Yeah.
man, but that's like the quintessential Superman shit. Like,
Yeah,
I
but
don't know.
here's the thing with All Might. Like I said, Chris Sabat is an amazing voice actor. He's done everything, and of course, we know him as Vegeta. But every time I hear him as All Might, all I can think of is a Vegeta too hard trying to be nice. Like
I
it
don't
sounds
know,
so
man.
forced.
Yeah, I didn't watch the dub, so I don't plan on it.
Yeah.
Basically,
Now-
Vegeta with a ducktail.
but like I said, it's no disrespect on the actors. It's just the way that the voices are coming to the characters and the way it's written. It just doesn't always match up. Now there are some that are just fantastic. Of course, if we look at the 90s, way back in the day, some of those had the best dubs. Look at Cowboy Bebop, Trigun, Yu Yu Hakusho. Those were some of the best times for English dubs. And since then, it's just been very, on and off. You can be a full enthusiast about only watching subs. However, if a dub is good, give it the praise that it deserves, because there's some actors who try to fully put themselves into it.
Yeah.
Hey, man, I'll say for English dubs, I like the English dub version of Goku and Vegeta way more than the fucking sub
Oh my
version.
god!
Just
What?
of those particular characters, because I hate their high-pitched voices.
Sound like a freaking child. Like what the hell?
I can't stand it, man.
Yep.
Well, it's not just Goku because he is a damn child.
He could have a little bit of bass at this point, man. 'Cause
I know
his voice has been the same since he was a little kid.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
One Piece dub is not that good.
Oh no, One Piece dub is not good, but that fucking sub, you have to watch
Yeah,
the
it's
sub.
godlike.
Oh, that's what go-to right there.
Mm-hmm. We all know that I fell off with One Piece just because of the fact that, man, it's one of those ones that I didn't keep up with, and trying to go back and watch it now.
I've decided I need to go back and watch because I missed so much shit, and there's so much shit I don't remember. I don't know
It's a
how.
lot of
See,
but One
there-
Piece. It's a lot of.
I have watched
information
all of it
that
like
you can-
twice.
A lot of
Yeah.
I love
information.
that show.
it is a great
Like
show,
it.
but I've been just keeping up with the story arcs and getting the cliff notes on it, so that way I at least know, because I'll give that series the respect that it deserves.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Unlike Bleach, trash.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Well, don't do that. Don't.
Hey man.
One of the
So
other-
we talked about a lot of anime. Do you want to move on to like what's going on with the movies? The Marvel, DC. What do you think?
Oh yeah, so right now we all saw Thor. I know me, Neth saw Thor. So you and Sice.
Yeah, I seen it. Yeah, I seen it.
I've
Yeah.
not seen it yet,
Yeah.
but I'm going to see like Justice League next week. So
Yeah, I'm
yeah.
definitely going to see
Oh.
Justice League too.
You fraud.
Brought. All right,
Sorry.
so
I
for
go get
us,
Thor. He's let me down 2 movies in a row. I'm done.
nah.
Bro, this movie though. Oh man.
Yeah, this movie, like
This
honestly,
movie is really good.
I heard it's not
The-
like Guardians of
the-
the Galaxy, so I was like, yeah.
Oh yeah, no, it is.
Oh,
It is, but it is way better than the other ones.
exactly. This one is more comedic, and it was a major shift in tone, and it works because I've stated this before. Is Thor is a literal god amongst men. He has that very wafty, holds himself in high regard around
Yeah.
people. The fact is, he's always been a very large and egotistical kind of person, so he's always been larger than life. So this one being more campy and playing around with that fact works.
Yeah. On top of their first 2 serious movies were like trash, so they had to try something.
Yeah, I mean, I would have liked to be a tiny bit more serious. Like, I don't like how Thor kind of sounds different in this movie. Like the
Yeah,
words he
it's all,
uses
like-
is a little different shit.
Oh,
But
hell.
but I will say this movie is fantastic, worth the watch. I give it a solid 8 out of 10, and way better than any Thor movie there was
Yeah.
before.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
After these Marvel movies,
See-
they feel the same to me. Like not for a script wise, but like how like the events play out. Like it's not all that serious. You can't get like too
Yeah,
invested in it. Like
That's absolutely true. But the thing is, they're saying like this is the one phase that's going to do that. Like phase 4 is going to be so different for Marvel. That's like
because of the fact, and we've talked about this, because once phase 4 comes around after the Infinity War, they're going to switch shit up because of the fact that everything's going to be different because all the people that we know now is going to be gone. You know, we've already seen that.
Yeah, they're evolving the universe. You know, you gotta evolve the shit, and right now we're in the campy phase.
Yeah, but
we're gonna get away from that soon.
And the thing is, a lot of the side characters that they added, man, those characters have bigger roles than you think, man. And especially with our main heroes, you know, we already know that Robert Downey is ready to put up Iron Man and do some other things. However, he's also stated that if they have a good story and they want Iron Man to come back, he'll come back for a movie. Same with Chris Evans as Captain America. He's going to be a producer. Same with Scarlett Johansson as Black Widow. Like a lot of the characters and a lot of the actors are going to be producers on the series from now on, and will come back if the story warrants their comeback. But they're setting up so many other characters to take over. We've already talked about, you know, Bucky taking over for Cap, because I think Bucky's well enough established to take up the mantle for Captain America after Steve. Because
it's not Falcon. Don't put Falcon as Captain America.
See, and
that comes down the line, though.
Yeah, Sam comes down the line as Captain America, but right now I don't think that he's put himself in the best position to be able to take up the mantle.
He's not ready for it anyway.
Yeah, they're still establishing him as the Falcon, and I'm glad that they're taking the time to give him a little bit more. And you know, we already seen that they've teased Miles Morales and everything in Spider-Man. So there's so much there that they could do. Is that, you know, we could see Peter. If we keep Tom Holland, you know, we could see him 2-3 movies down the line. He's a little bit older, and then we actually bring in that Miles actually gets his powers, and he takes Miles under his wing and starts showing them.
Mm-hmm. I think it's so my back on all of this, because there's a while ago they're talking about they had plans to do more movies with Marvel, but they decided to cancel it. So like the next one is like their last partnership with Marvel, I believe.
No. They have 2 more movies with Spider-Man right now in the MCU, which is Infinity War and then Avengers 4.
Okay.
After that, they haven't decided on anything. But as I'm
telling you guys right now, they're gonna stay with Marvel because they made too much money with Spider-Man for the little cost, and they know they need that Marvel name.
And exactly. And they didn't even show any The deal with Marvel too is that they couldn't involve Spider-Man in any advertisement or anything up until they were ready to release him. And then that's when we got the trailer when it was during Civil War and he showed up. And as soon as that happened, look at how big Spider-Man got. Look at how much more that attention that movie got alone. Yep. And then when they announced,
we're talking about Sony and deals and shit. We have to also realize Marvel is looking at its eyes on Fox right now. It kind of wants those X-Men characters back. So let's get into that.
Please, Marvel, take them from Fox. Good God, they can't do it. Free them.
Exactly. But speaking of that, we've talked about how Stan Lee's looking at how he stated that, you know, that we might be seeing the X-Men come back to the MCU. And we've been hearing the rumors. We've been hearing the rumors of Fox talking with Marvel about, you know, them wanting to buy all of their production studios and getting all those licenses back. If they do, that'd be great. However, at the same time, Marvel has done a good job of writing out the X-Men as being necessary for the MCU and how they've been doing and how they've been building up the Inhumans. And I've stated before, the Inhumans are so much more interesting. However, that show didn't do them justice.
That show is canceled. That show's dead.
Yes, that show was trash. However, they still have the Inhumans movie in work, and I hope they do so much better with that.
That shit's getting canceled. I'm telling you right now.
No, I don't think they're gonna do it because they've had the Inhumans.
That shit flopped so hard on IMAX.
No, but that's the thing is that was the show, and the show was just trash. They've had the Inhumans. They've had the Inhumans around since
their name is tarnished.
The Inhumans have been around in Marvel Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. for a long time before they gave them their own show, but they had the movie planned before they started introducing them into the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. So I still think that they have a chance if they get the right attention to it. Because the director that they used for the show didn't know what the hell he was doing because he didn't even do Black Bolt right.
I'm here for a paycheck.
Yeah, about to say.
No,
I don't know, man. I think they're going to get the X-Men. People want Wolverine, and, they just want them.
Yeah, who's going to replace Wolverine for Hugh Jackman?
Yeah, exactly.
Who's going to replace him?
Well, Hugh Jackman said that he wouldn't mind coming in for special team ups with the X-Men as.
Yeah, but he's getting old though. That's the thing.
Yeah, he's getting old, but he's
bro. If he's in the MCU, that motherfucker's coming back. I'm telling you right now.
Ooh, bro, I see Old Man Logan right now. Old Man Logan come in. That'd be the fire.
Oh, I mean, they basically kind of did that, but
Yeah,
you know, they could tie it in with Infinity War. Maybe somehow universes collide. I don't fucking know. I just want X-Men and the MCU. It'd be greatness.
It would be not, like I said, it would be nice.
I want the Fantastic Four characters, not necessarily the Fantastic Four.
Fantastic.
Yeah, fantastic.
Let's not talk about that trash.
Yeah.
But it would, like I said, it would be nice to have the X-Men back. The one thing that we would definitely have back is we would definitely have Deadpool. And we already know that Deadpool sits somewhere right in between the line of the MCU and not, because he keeps teasing with everything they put in the first movie about the MCU, but they haven't officially
even had Hell in this movie.
Yeah. Exactly. But at least at that point, we would officially have him in the series and in the MCU. So imagine the Deadpool adventures we could get. That would be fun.
Oh, and we keep kind of like glancing over Infinity War, but what do you guys think about Infinity War? Because I'm actually more excited for Black Panther right now.
Black Panther's got all my hype right now.
See, and that's fine, and I completely agree, because Black Panther is going to be phenomenal. Like I said, they have such a well cast. Like a perfect cast for the characters. They have talented actors, and they have a phenomenal director who's overseeing it. Like the cast is well spread, and the fact is they keep showing it off, and each trailer and everything they keep showing gets better. Although that poster looks dumb, but everything else is still good.
Yeah, but like the single character posters are pretty good. Like when they just show
the single character posters are great. Yeah, but whenever they do But whenever they do like the whole everyone in it poster, they always look weird and dumb. However,
I think it's because like each person's so unique. When you put them all together, it just looks weird like that.
Yeah.
But whatchamacallit? No, it's amazing that this movie, you know, it's a character that's a little unknown. He only appeared in Civil War, but it's actually kind of derailing that Infinity War hype, which amazes me.
And like, here's the reason.
Has potential.
Here's the reason it's derailing the Infinity War hype, and I'll stand by this. It's because of the fact that we know what's coming. However, they've still yet to show everyone what is. Like, only the people who've seen the trailer from that were at like the San Diego Comic-Con, New York City Comic-Con, and at those special events got to see that like 3-minute trailer of showing what's coming in Infinity War. And you can find like people who've recorded it, posted up on YouTube. However, it doesn't look as good. Like, if they put out that trailer and show it for real to everyone, like, that shit's gonna be like on top. Like, I guarantee you that it'll be one of the most watched trailers, because everyone has been preparing for this for over a decade.
For what now? Sorry, my mic dropped out. I couldn't hear anything for a minute.
No, I was saying that the reason that Infinity War right now isn't currently getting the props and thunder that it should have because of Black Panther is partly because of the fact it's partly because of the fact that they haven't put out the trailer officially for everyone. Only the people who are at the Comic-Cons got to see it. And even though people have been putting up, copies of it that they were able to record, it's still not
people shit.
This shit got struck down fast as fuck.
Exactly. Now, would they officially put that out and give a little bit more, that shit will be like top trailer, like no issues. Like, that thing would be straight fire.
If it beats the
I hope they premiere that with
trailer,
Black Panther.
I do hope that
I feel they might premiere with Star Wars though.
Yeah, that could. I don't know. They kind of fight with each other. They premiere them both at the same time.
I'd rather be with Black Panther. Like, it makes sense that, after you watch this movie, you got to look forward to this Infinity War.
Yeah.
I think so too. And we already saw that with what they were teasing at the end of the Thor movie.
Oh, yeah, that tease.
Exactly.
And I will say, Operation, bro, don't even think about the older Thor movies. It's almost like they barely recognize them.
Yeah.
Like, just go watch the new one.
Yeah.
Like, all right, the only thing they recognize is when, Loki kind of takes away Odin. Mm-hmm. And that's like, they take care of them the first 20 minutes anyways.
Yeah.
So you're good.
And the only thing that they also keep referencing of is they keep teasing Thor about Jane. Other than that, you don't got to worry.
Yeah. You know what? Bloody Knuckles.
Cool.
Valkyrie for life.
Yeah, Valkyrie. I love me some Valkyrie. Yeah. Dude, but here's the thing, though. We already know that there's going to be a switch up in the lineup come Phase 4. Who do you think is going to take over for Thor, especially?
They could do how the comics with Jane. They could do that.
They wouldn't be able to do Lady Thor with Jane Foster because they ripped Jane out because it's already been stated that what's her name? Natalie Portman doesn't want
with the God of Thunder. But
but Natalie Portman doesn't want anything to do with the series anymore.
Woo! Okay.
Woo! But you know who they could actually use? You know, a good time to introduce him. Maybe Sentry. You know, I think it would be a good time to introduce Sentry to be that like overpowered fucking character right now.
Shit. How would they do it though?
You know, it could have something to do with Infinity War. Like Infinity War is gonna have a lot of surprises.
Yeah.
Look, we already know that at the end of Guardians of the Galaxy 2, that they are teasing Adam Warlock, and Adam Warlock is key. Exactly, and Adam Warlock is key to the Infinity War to defeating Thanos. So you know they're gonna have to bring him out because motherfucker has the Life Stone. That's how he came to be, and that's why he's one of the most overpowered in the Marvel cosmic in the universe. And you know they're gonna have to bring him out so that way either Thanos can either get all the gems or he's gonna prevent Thanos from getting all the Infinity Stones.
I found hilarious in Guardians of the Galaxy 2 how the queen, she basically created Adam Warlock because she got no dick. I was dying. I can't believe I realized it. I can't believe when I first realized it.
Oh my.
She created it because she's so dry and she needed something to get a little wet.
Oh, what the fuck?
Hey man, come on. In the first like 15 minutes, she was basically all over Star-Lord's D.
We have procreated over centuries. It was nice to get the reacquaintance with it.
Such a savage method. I would like to learn firsthand.
For educational purposes.
Yo, we all know we're Marvel fanboys up in here, but what about this Justice League? It's coming out like this week. So what do you guys think?
Next week is gonna be interesting, man. Like
Thursday.
I have mixed feelings on it still. One, just because the DCEU has just been total garbage. We know that for a fact. They've already given up and basically said that any story that isn't being done by them can be its own self-contained story. So we're already gonna see multiple what the F's all over the place with all these other universes. That's why we're already getting 3 Joker movies basically and having 3 different Jokers.
It sounds like Sony up in here with all that bullshit.
Exactly. They're trying to prepare for the future, but too damn flustered and just.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck.
However, like the one thing, like I said, I'm mixed on it. Like I've been hearing some of the things and paying attention to some of the early impressions. They say that the story's bad, but hang on. They said the story's bad. The action is good, and that the actors make up for the poor writing because they show the interaction between the Justice League.
Hold on. Before you dog on that operation, you have to realize the first Avengers kind of had a shitty story, but those actors in the action,
it did.
It made up for it
because it was all in the interaction of the team itself, and that's what they said.
Yes.
That's where they said this shines is that in spite of the fact that it has a bad story, that the way that the team works together and they interact.
Think we could put together was gonna have a shitty story. Like there's nothing they could have done there, but
exactly.
I don't know. I hear the early impressions. It's kind of like Wonder Woman with like what it might receive in score. So I'm excited for that because Wonder Woman was a fantastic movie.
It was good. I feel like they have knocked out of the park because their reputation is already fucking 6 feet under right now.
They really have it.
Like, they have to. They got to knock out this movie, but it looks like it's not going to.
Yeah. I will say I'm glad Joss Whedon took over. I hope he stays there because I think he can bring in that little light that DC needs. Like Zack Snyder goes a little too dark and like he kind of fucks up everything.
I might be a minority of this, but I actually prefer the darker tone movies because I was getting tired of this happy go time shit. But
I get that, but like then you get like Batman versus Superman, which was like dog shit. Like I don't know, you have to find a balance. Or like that's what I've always said. If you want to be serious, you can be serious, but you got to use serious subjects.
Yeah.
Like don't use Batman versus Superman, but use like Batman Under the Red Hood.
Exactly.
You gotta use subjects like that.
That would be so nice.
See, you gotta have a reason for it to be dark. Like they keep teasing what happened to Robin, but we don't know what the fuck happened to Robin. There's no reason
it would have been perfect to open up a Batman movie with Batman Under the Red Hood to introduce yourself to that new Batman, and you get the feel because you'll instantly be like, man, that dude lost his sidekick. Damn, he has to fight his sidekick now. Like
exactly,
shit, man. That would have been $1 billion movie right there.
They're too ambitious trying to go through Marvel.
Yeah.
Because of the fact that they started so far behind, they're trying to play catch up with Marvel. It's like no, Marvel
has more potential.
Exactly. Fuck Marvel. Do what you gotta do.
Exactly. But the thing is, they're trying so fast. They're like, well, Marvel's been at this for almost 10 years, and their shit's doing right. We gotta force all our shit out now instead of fucking. The thing is, the reason it's worked over 10 years is because they've taken the time to build it. Don't just fucking force it to work. Because if you force it, it's not going to work. Because you're just cramming too many stories into a small time frame to not give them the attention they need. That's why Batman v Superman. That's the reason Batman v Superman sucks shit. Because they did three different storylines that made no fucking sense. Because they followed the Omega storyline, they followed Darkseid, and then they did the
Doomsday
storyline. Yeah,
Death of Superman.
Exactly. And they pushed it because we had one fucking movie over 5 years ago or 6, however long it was, since Man of Steel, and then they kill off Superman after one movie. No. Give us a reason to understand why Superman is a literal god and finally gets his ass kicked.
I don't know, man. Like, I have strong feelings about Batman vs Superman, and don't bring me that fucking Ultimate Edition bullshit. That's just you taking a shitty essay and redoing it right after you got graded on.
Yeah,
exactly.
Nah, that shit doesn't count.
It barely helped out with the movie.
I paid to see that bullshit movie.
Yeah, and that's why fucking the DCEU is in such trouble right now because of the fact that they can't get that shit straight. Because they're trying to force too much at the same time. If they fucking took their time with it and were methodical about it the same way that Marvel did over 10 years of planning it out, it could have worked a lot more. Yes, they would have been late. They could have tried putting out a little bit more at a time. But in less than 2 years, they put out Batman v Superman after several years after Man of Steel, then put out Suicide Squad to show off Batman looking for recruits. And then the next movie that they do after that was Wonder Woman and then Justice League. We don't know much about The Flash unless you know The Flash. No one knows Cyborg. Even those who watch the original Teen Titans don't know the true origins of Cyborg, as well as Aquaman. Like, we don't know where this in this timeline that Aquaman is. Is this after he's been exiled from Atlantis before he comes back as the king, or after he's the king but he goes and tries to make peace with the world, so that way they're not at war with Atlantis? Like, there's different storylines and different points that they could have been with Aquaman, but they don't give us that shit until after.
I don't know. All I'm going to say is their self-contained stories are so much better. Like, Wonder Woman was a phenomenal movie. I want to see more movies like that because you actually connected to the character and it gave some good backstory.
Exactly. If they stop trying to force it into this universe they're building and they focus on the story itself, it works. That's why the female director who took over for Wonder Woman after the 3 other dudes couldn't get it right focused on that aspect of making Wonder Woman what makes her phenomenal. Woman. Exactly. And I'm glad that she's coming back for the sequel because she's the right person to do that.
She needs to just stay there in general. Like, she should oversee other movies too. But even Suicide Squad, I believe it's way better than Batman vs Superman, just because it was more focused on just its self-contained story.
Exactly. And yes, that movie was already all over the place in a hot mess. However, it still focused on what it was trying to tell with the Suicide Squad themselves.
Yeah, I felt it was better before the reshoots because you remember when they first showed the trailer, it's like more dark and sinister. Yeah, after everybody saw the trailer, it was kind of funny. Like,
I got into it when it got funny. To be real with you,
yeah. I feel like I guess in the market because I want more serious movies.
Galaxy. That's how I always felt with them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But like I said, when it comes to Justice League next week, I have mixed feelings. I'm honestly not even sure I'm going to go the opening weekend to see it. Like, I'll give it some time before I go see it.
I'm saying opening weekend. I'll give you my thoughts on that bullshit. But yeah, let's get into this.
Yeah. So, speaking of superheroes in Marvel and DC, Punisher. Shit's coming out next week on Netflix. It's going to be
Punisher's going to give it to you, bro.
Oh, Punisher's more than going to give it to you. He's going to straight end it for you.
As long as you make up for Iron Fist, I'm good because that was a travesty.
No. Like, what the hell did I get? So I look at it, like Netflix, like Punisher's coming out on the 17th. And I'm like, oh shit!
Yeah,
Let's go.
now that's one that I'm excited for. Like I said, the trailer that we got back earlier, like right around summer, had me so hyped for this. And like I said, Anthony Berthanel is just perfect for the Punisher. He's perfect for Frank Castle, and everything they keep teasing with it is just so good. It looks so phenomenal, and it's just straight crimson everywhere, just bloody as can be, the way that it's meant to be. And I cannot wait for that series because it is a character that has not been done right, like at all. Like I'll give the first Punisher movie credit where it's due. That one was fairly good.
It was
Warzone was nah. But this right here, we don't talk about Warzone. But this right here, this is what the Punisher deserves. This is what it needs to be. And I'm hoping so badly that this thing goes really big because it deserves to, because the Punisher is such an underrated character.
Hey, but this shit always scares me because for how good these Netflix shows look, we had that news before that Disney kind of wants out of that Netflix deal and do their own service.
Yeah.
You see, I don't want them to do that. I want them to stay with Netflix because Netflix brings you that quality, and I don't want to subscribe to a new service.
Yeah.
I hope Disney.
And plus, with Netflix, they're raising it $15 next week on the 15th, I believe.
It's going up.
I can't afford a new service.
It's going to 13, and like we talked about last time, that's to make up for the fact that they want to do invest several $1 billion into new shows.
Yeah, I'm okay with paying with 15 just because of the quality of these shows now.
Exactly, and that's why. And the thing is, like, these shows are still being highly rated. Yeah, some of them were bad, but they're still getting good reviews and fairly a lot of watches. It's like Marvel, or Disney, I understand where you want to do and make all the money.
Yeah, how much money do they need to make?
Yeah,
like seriously.
But the deal right now that they have with Netflix is killing it because the quality of these shows and what's being made, it's phenomenal.
Everybody has Netflix too. Like it's just stupid to go on your own.
All you do is bring Young Justice over and we're good. Young Justice season 3.
Oh, Young Justice is gonna be fire, bro.
Yes.
Oh man, I can't wait for that shit.
Young Justice season 3 finally after years. It's being
Young Justice is a close cartoon we got to a Justice League. Like besides Teen Titans. Teen Titans is also great.
Yeah,
but that shit was like Justice League good.
Yeah, and that alone too, because they also brought a lot of the stories from the New 52, as well as added their own appeal, and those all became made canon. And that was
I love the
good.
art style and shit. Like Nightwing looked badass. Like I fucking love that show.
Yeah, dude, Nightwing is one of my favorite characters. I loved what they did and how they showed Wally when he was still Kid Flash and everything. We saw Aqualad. And we saw the birth of Artemis.
Aqualad is way better in that show.
Exactly. And here's the thing. Here's the thing too. We saw the birth of Artemis because Artemis wasn't a character at that time. She didn't exist until they created her in Young Justice. And
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, no, Artemis did not exist until she was introduced in Young Justice. And then Warner.
That's like a Harley Quinn moment.
Exactly.
Exactly. And then Warner Brothers liked what they did, and they added her into the New 52.
Yeah, because that show was fucking fire. Like the only reason they canceled was because the toys weren't selling. That was the truth.
Fucking Cartoon Network, that toy shit.
Yeah, and there was a couple good shows that were on Cartoon Network that got canceled because they couldn't push toys, which was Young Justice being one of them, and another one was Symbiotic Teen. Like, say what you will about it, but that was
God, that was my show, bro. That was a fucking show on Cartoon Network.
That was a good show, and it was underrated, and it was really underrated because the stories had really good lessons. The animation was great, and the characters were fun. But the thing is, it only lasted one season, and that it got canceled because of the fact that it couldn't sell toys. However, the creators have stated that they're trying to cut a deal to be able to come back or do something to finish the story that they want to tell with it. Because
go Netflix, some streaming service, something, get that show back out there. Cartoon Network's a place to go.
Yeah, but with Young Justice alone, man, like they had really great stories and they were telling something.
Go Toonami.
Yeah, like it really is phenomenal, and the fact of what it's able to do because they like I said, Artemis was a fantastic character because before, Sportsmaster, her dad and her mom were real big villains, and it's been written that they had relations at times, but they didn't have kids originally. Then they later added Cheshire Cat into the storyline when when Arsenal lost his arm when he was cloned.
Yeah,
by
I mean,
Lex
that show
Luthor.
fucking got dark. He lost his arm. He had a baby.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck?
The dude was
And
busy. God dang.
And then he lost his mind because of the fact that they had been around the clone for so long, who didn't know he was a clone and thought he was the real person. He thought he was the real Red Arrow. And then when Arsenal came back, he was just a man displaced. And he's just like, my friends don't recognize me. I'm not the same person anymore. And he went off the deep end, man.
That show felt real. And, they could have had such a good thing going because basically at the end of second season, they basically were saying, like, yeah, you guys are like Justice League members now.
Yeah.
Like, they could have even brought back the Justice League. Like, they could have ended Young Justice, just made the Justice League.
Yeah, but they showed that during the entirety of season 2, the entire Justice League was on trial in that other cosmic universe or that other planet in the universe because of what they showed at the end of season 2 of Darkseid and fucking Vandal Savage planning and manipulating them. Like, they ended on such a
I don't know, man. That show got canceled and it was wrong.
That shit killed me when I found out it got canceled.
Yeah. But the fact that it's coming back is a good thing, and it's going to come out next year. So, got to be hoping for that, man.
Yo, hold on. We're speaking about DC cartoons. Let's talk about the elephant in the room we never talked about. How about that Teen Titans Go? That bullshit.
Kill it. Kill it, fire. Goddamn.
Kill it. Like, I've shown you those videos where they even watch the old cartoon. Like, wow, that looks like us, but better.
They fucking slandered themselves on the cartoon at the same time.
See, the thing about
Teen Titan Go bullshit.
See, the thing about Teen Titans Go is it's just meant to be lighthearted. It really is. It has its aspects where it's good.
We missed the old show. So fucking good.
Of course, because you got to remember too that at that time, especially for us being younger, with the original Teen Titans, it was very drama. It was very comic. It was our first look into what makes the DC comics so dark, because he had that storyline of a villain like Slade Wilson because of Deathstroke and how he kept toying with them. Hell, if you've seen now, like if you actually go back and read the Teen Titan comics and see when Deathstroke is messing with the Teen Titans and know the true story of Terra, dude, it's fucked up. And that Teen Titans movie that came out recently was fucked up. But they didn't touch the full thing. Is that they didn't touch the full thing about it.
How old was there? Like 15? Shit.
You wanted the D, bro. What the fuck's going on?
Yeah, hang on.
Fucking 50-year-old prostitute. Shit.
I know.
No, and that's how it was in the comics. In the original comics, is that Slade Wilson?
Damn.
Yeah, Deathstroke slept with Terra. He was having sex with Terra while she was dating and having sex with Garfield, with Beast Boy, and then Slade killed her, or she died. And then in the comics, when Beast Boy's at her funeral, Slade shows up without his costume, and Beast Boy attacks him, and Slade tells him, I loved her. No. He tells her, I loved her just like you did. And he said, I've come to pay my respects. Beast Boy says,
and she want my D more.
I was the first. You are the second.
But here's the
You're
thing.
the beta.
I'm the alpha.
Oh god, damn. Oh god. He cucked the poor boy. Fucking cucked.
Oh my god.
But like I was saying, man, is like at that point in the comic, Beast Boy was actually getting much stronger, and after that, he became like really, really like broken, because that's when the team was getting all broken up because of what happened. But when Slade showed up to Terra's funeral, Beast Boy attacked him but let him go after Slade said that he wanted to pay his respects. And he said, I'll give you this one time, but the next time I find you, I will kill you. And Slade accepted the fact that Beast Boy hated him for what he did.
Shit,
bro, that shit is dark as hell, and I'm glad I didn't have it. But
man, Slade, he's a fucking pedophile right now. Shit.
Yeah, I'm about to say, what do you mean that he loved her? That was fucked up. That's fucked up.
I'm not even joking, man. Look up the original Teen Titans storyline for the Judas Contract.
I would have cared if they were 18 and shit, but
no, she was. I think she was 14 or 15.
14?
14 or 15.
I know. Oh my god!
I'm telling you, man.
Look, old ass buzz just with children.
He's like 50.
I think he was in his 40s at that time, but yeah, still
close enough.
That's for 3 decades. God damn.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, I was a father by the time you were born.
Like I said, man, like the shit was a little out there, man. It's yeah. But still, like I like what they did with the Judas contract because it was still that dark aspect. But like I said, man, it's when you're looking at Go, don't think of it as
I don't think about the continuation, but
exactly.
I just missed the old show.
Of course,
she died. God damn.
But remember, that's what how we felt for Teen Titans and the storytelling that it was doing. That's what we got with Justice League, like decades later. Like, and the fact that's coming back, we're getting that because we're getting those characters. You know, we're seeing Robin after he finally grew up after running the Teen Titans to run the Young Justice, and him growing into Nightwing. We get to see that with Wally West, with Kid Flash, and everyone else. Like, we're getting to see that all come up. And
I just know if they did that to another of my favorite cartoons, like Batman Beyond, like if they make a Batman Beyond Go, I fucking lose it. No.
Speaking of Batman Beyond, I believe Terry was one of the best Batmans besides.
He was the successor to Batman. Yeah. Like I know he's a lot like Dick Grayson, but you know, whatever. He's fucking great.
Well, they had two different styles. Terry, but I liked what Terry did as Batman.
Terry took him more seriously than Dick, I think.
Man, fucking Jesus.
No. The thing about Dick is that when he picked up the mantle, he knew what it represented. He wasn't trying to be a successor to Batman because he was tired of living in the shadow of Bruce. That's why he went to become Nightwing. But when Bruce was gone and Damian couldn't do it because of the fact that Damian still hadn't earned that right. Yeah.
That was an interesting relationship.
Yeah, because Damian hadn't earned that right to take the mantle. That's why Dick took up the mantle as Batman. And Damian came back saying that it's mine. He said, no, you still haven't earned this. And
he's 4 feet tall. What the fuck he's talking about?
Exactly. But Damian came back and he ended up working with Dick at that point until they found out that Bruce wasn't actually dead.
Just imagine him running with the Batman suit, like 4 feet tall motherfucker.
Who the hell is this little guy? This ain't Batman.
Batman? Fuck out of here.
Damian's dangerous.
Yeah, Damian's dangerous, and we saw in Son of Batman that Damian could go toe to toe with Dickhead.
Nightwing.
Yeah, he almost killed his ass in it.
I mean, to be fair, Nightwing just underestimated him. That's what happened. But damn.
Yeah, but once Dick understood what Damian could do and where Damian stood, you know, he was able to go back toe to toe with Damian, put him on his ass. Because the thing is, I think he thinks of like himself, but like Damian's at least twice his strength at that same age. Yeah, he's strong because look at who he trained under. He trained under his grandpa, Ra's al Ghul himself. However, all he knew was brute strength. He didn't learn tactics the way that Bruce taught Dick to fight.
Yeah, that's how Ra's al Ghul always failed. Like, it wasn't that he didn't have good fighters; they just didn't know tactics.
Yeah, he didn't think about the fight the way that he should have. And that's where he fell off on that. Like,
but we're speaking about these old '90s cartoons. Don't you guys miss them? Like, we had a good discussion with K Mega about, what was it, Static Shock, Batman Beyond. Yeah. I miss these shows.
The old X-Men show. That was my shit back then.
You're not wrong, because that was a good time, because that's when we were starting to see like the rise of comics and that comeback. Because before, remember that's when it was we had the cheesy movies and a lot of people thought comics was dead and all that, and then we slowly saw that comeback.
You can't blame them either.
Yeah, they were not selling the way that they used to. There are multiple times in the comics alone
history that they almost just died.
Yeah. And there's plenty of times where certain characters came out and revitalized and brought back the comic industry. The Flash was one of those characters when they switched from Barry to Wally and brought back. Or no, that was when they first reintroduced Barry back in the 60s after the decline of comics. The Flash became big and it helped to revitalize the comic industry. Like, there's so many times like that where comics really did fall off and they didn't have the same appeal that they used to. But when we were younger, back in the 90s and early thousands, when we got those TV shows, we saw that big comeback.
Yeah, definitely. I really miss Justice League anime show that he used to have, and Justice League Unlimited. Those were good.
Yeah, that
Justice
was
League Unlimited was the shit.
It was.
Yo, for
I
real.
like they focus on different characters too.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
you know, for real, we got to get K Mega in here because that old man will be talking black nerd shit about this all day because he's got age on us.
We're gonna have a good debate because he thinks the '80s cartoons were better. I think otherwise. I'm all '90s.
What were the '80s cartoons again?
Transformers. You gotta give them Transformers.
Ninja Turtles.
The old one. Yeah, but the old one. We had the more serious, newer Ninja Turtles.
Yeah. But I mean,
that's a good debate right there.
Yeah, about to say. I think we even get Batman the Animated Series. I think that's early '90s.
Woo! Yeah, it was '95.
We're gonna win this shit.
Well, he lost it right there. He lost that shit right there with Batman. Series.
But yeah,
well, that's gonna be a heated debate. We'll bring in our research, so we'll move on from that topic.
All right. So speaking of streaming services, when we were talking about that, because Neth, you said that you fucking mad at Crunchyroll right now. How'd y'all feel about that Crunchyroll hack last week?
That's bad. But Operation said he was pissed off at Crunchyroll.
Yeah.
The hack. I wasn't on Crunchyroll that much last week because I was doing other stuff, but like for me, it's just like other stuff for Crunchyroll, like the UI, the amount of anime they have. It's
exactly. Like, and we were talking about this. And this is something I want to bring up is that we've talked about, especially with anime, being all of us loving anime the way that we do, is that the streaming services for anime suck shit. Like flat out, they do. And here's the thing is, on this debate of yes, you need to get a subscription to support the creators. I agree. There's nothing wrong with supporting the creators for what they do. However, the streaming services that run are the fucking worst. Crunchyroll doesn't have that strong of a selection. And when they do, it's only for the new shit that's coming out. It's none of the older stuff or none of the stuff that's coming out in the new season that isn't as big. And it's the same thing with Funimation. They have everything that Crunchyroll has, except maybe the English dubs of it.
Exactly. That's why they made Verve. And Verve, I hate the UI of Verve. It doesn't work half the time. And also with big anime like Dragon Ball Super, they don't even have the full special on there. They're missing like a minute and a half of that Jiren battle.
And that's the thing is that the streaming services all offer the same shit, and most of that shit you can find anywhere else. There's no point in going out and getting a subscription to Crunchyroll or Verve or Funimation.
Use Kiss Anime to be real.
Yeah. And here's the thing about it is when it comes to those illegal streaming sites is that yes, I understand that it's not going directly to the creator. However, if you find something that you actually like and you find that you enjoy the series, yes, I still say support the creator. If you want to keep the series whenever, get the Blu-rays, get the mangas, get the light novels, whatever. I was like, definitely support them. But it's like these services right now that they offer for streaming suck shit when all 3 or 4 of them all offer the same thing. You're not going to find those hidden gems in the new seasons because the fact that there are some that aren't big that are really good, better than the big ones that are announced each season.
Yeah, like they want us to support them, but they can't support us with this like decent functioning shit. Like, come on now, like you just want us to pirate.
And part of it is because of the fact that look who's back! It's the SoulKing himself at the perfect time.
I'm back.
You done your cross country trip?
We're talking right now about how the anime streaming services just suck because of the fact that there's no innovation. They all offer the same thing. Like there's no reason to have a streaming service.
Yeah, I can agree with that, but are you talking about like Crunchyroll?
Yeah, like Crunchyroll and Funimation, like they both offer the same thing, and yet at the same time, their UIs are shit. They don't offer much of a difference between, and they only stream the big stuff. They don't stream anything older. They don't stream any of the smaller shows that come out in each season that may be the hidden gems. They only show the big ones that are really looked forward to, and that sucks because the fact that the other ones are what makes each season worthwhile. Yes, you're going to have the big names each season. However, it's those smaller ones that also add to it. Yes, we're getting a lot more shows each season. However, sometimes you hear about one that's being added, you want to see it, yet you have the streaming service and it's not fucking there.
I can agree with that. I don't condone, doing
here's the thing,
legal things, but
but the
Crunchyroll is region locked, and a lot of other places they can't view things on there because it's region locked and they can't get a subscription or anything like Like, so they got
exactly. And but there's been polls too that show about people who have the service, and a large majority of like viewers don't have it because they don't see the need of it. I agree with the people who state that you should support the developers. However, this morality thing about getting the streaming services is bullshit because of the fact that the streaming services themselves are not that good.
I'll be real with you. If it wasn't for Dragon Ball Super, I wouldn't have Verve because
And
like
that's
if that shit was on
people
Hulu,
think.
I'd be
That's how a lot
there.
of people think.
No, but the thing is, like, I just watch it through one of the illegal sites, man. Like, honestly. But the thing is,
honestly,
here's the thing about it though. So is I still agree with supporting the developers. If you find a series you like or anything that you enjoy, yes, I say support the developers. If you want to see that series anytime, go out, get the Blu-rays, go get the mangas, go get the light novels, whatever. I do say support them. However, the streaming services as they are right now are not worth supporting because of the fact that they don't offer any diversity.
That's very true.
Exactly. And as you said,
I can't
the
disagree.
service. Yeah, but like the service just it isn't good. The UI is bad. I just feel like the quality isn't up to par with like some of the other apps like Hulu and shit. Because I have a 4K TV and I gotta say it does not look good at all.
And even with Hulu, like Hulu gets a certain amount of some of the shows during each season that are streaming the same thing on Crunchyroll or on fucking Funimation, yet you're able to watch on Hulu. I have a Hulu subscription already for other TV shows. Why am I going to go out and get Crunchyroll or Funimation when they don't offer anything different? I was like, it's the same reason why I still have my Netflix, because Netflix has shows that I want to see or that I may have missed, and they have a good selection of older animes or stuff that's original that I want to see on there. But all the new stuff that's coming out, I can stream that from those illegal sites. And if it's something that I enjoy, like there's a couple series that I found that I enjoyed thoroughly, that I've gone out and gotten some of the figures, that I've gone out and gotten some of the light novels. Like one of my favorite series that came out was Twin Star Exorcists. That was a big one that I found on the site. And I loved it so much. I actually got the light novels for that series because of the fact that I loved the characters and what it was. I went out and still supported them, even though I was watching through that site, because the fact that it wasn't on Crunchyroll, the fact that it wasn't on Funimation, because the fact that it wasn't given that attention.
Yeah, I totally agree. It's nothing. I don't know much.
They just need to step it up with their quality and shit.
They do. They need to refine their systems because, as everyone knows, Crunchyroll fucking hardly works half the time, especially if you're using the apps on things like your PlayStation or your Xbox. It doesn't want to fucking work.
I'll be real. Every time I start up Verve, I have to sign in.
Yeah, they also don't account for like overloaded servers and shit like that. So.
Yeah, and their shit's overloaded half the time. You think that, hey, you're the biggest streaming service for anime right now. Why don't you have fucking servers that are stable? Same with Funimation. It's like you're Funimation alone. It's like you are the quintessential like monopoly of anime distribution in the US for Japan, and you do all the English dubs because they come to you. How is it that you can't get your shit right or even like reinvent that shit to make it better?
They good with the money that's coming in, man.
Exactly.
Yeah, I don't know, but I mean, Dragon Ball Super literally crashed all those services. Like that wasn't a good thing.
Exactly.
And plus, as I said earlier, SoulKing,
you couldn't watch that special for 3 hours, man. No one was able to watch it for all night.
Yeah, and I was missing a minute of that special because I was on Verve and they did the Crunchyroll version. So I lost a minute of footage.
Yeah, and that's what's annoying about that shit is that
seems like
it's not good.
On the big name anime, the ones that's going to actually like, I don't know, they don't want to take a chance and try small anime.
Exactly. They don't want to support those, and some of those smaller animes.
They're all about anime. They should support all of it.
Exactly.
But like I tweeted something yesterday talking about like Dragon Ball. It's cool that it's back, but it's going to have a big negative thing. It's going to take the shine away from smaller anime. It's going to.
Oh yeah, no, that's facts.
Exactly.
We're seeing it right now. So.
And that's the sad part is that they're only supporting the big names. Like right now, one of the big things that they're toting, Black Clover, Food Wars Season 3. I love Food Wars and I love Black Clover. However, there are some other smaller shows right now that are going on. Like finally, they're giving attention to Ancient Magus Bride, and that show is I love it. It's cute and it has its serious moments and dark atmosphere. However, it's still just a beautiful show, and the character is just so heartbreaking that I love it, man. And that show's finally getting the attention that it deserves. But they weren't toting it at the beginning of the season. It was always Black Clover and Food Wars.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't agree with what they're doing there. So they need to fix up the shit. They need to up that quality, and they need to get that diversity. Because at the end of the day, we're paying what, like almost
$12,
$8,
$10,
$8 to 12, yeah. $10 for Verve shit. So yeah, I expect to get a little bit more. Especially if Hulu has almost all those shows anyways.
Exactly. And like there's a lot that are not being shown. Like Kekai Sensen, okay, Blood Blockade was I finally watched the first season after a recommendation from one of the guys who I hang out in my anime group over here. And he stated that the first season was a little all over the place, but that it had a couple OVAs inside of the first season, but it helped to make sense of the story and that it was real good. I loved the characters. The story was a little all over the place, but by the end of the series, I loved it. And then what they finally put out season 2 this season, like it adds. It's more straightforward on the story. The characters are still as campy and lovable as before, and it makes so much more sense. But they're not showing that off. You know where you can watch the first season? On Hulu, but they don't have the second season right now. You know where I'm watching it? On one of those illegal streaming sites because of the fact that that's the only place that's touting that show right now.
Sounds about right, man.
Yeah. But hey, man, this shit's going to give you like a heart attack. So don't you want to talk about these anime games? Because, you know, we are fucking gamers here.
Yes, we are. But before we get to that, there was something I wanted to talk about. Is that there was an interview that I found very interesting. Because if we're talking about streaming and the anime industry, there was a big producer from Toei Animation named Joseph Cho talking about what the streaming service has done for the industry. Because of the fact that they stated that with the streaming services, they're able to better control the industry because they're not being forced and rushed like they were typically with TV networks. That they're able to be paid out for full seasons, being able to take their time and make it ahead of time, and then be able to either release it all at once like they want, or they could do it over a week through these streaming services, but already have it finished. And a lot of these studios in Japan are now getting booked up until 2020. Having like nothing nonstop and being able to make all these different shows, and that's great. Like I'm glad that you know Netflix, Hulu, and other streaming services is helping the anime industry that way. However, like we put, it's just like some of these streaming services need to innovate to be able to keep to make it worth having those services. Like I'm glad that it's supporting and building up the industry in that way. However, the services themselves, if they aren't good and not worth it, then people aren't gonna support those services to continue supporting that way. They're gonna do it through other means.
Yeah, I agree. But what I say about Netflix, I can respect Netflix more because they are actually like trying to find like independent artists and directors like Sean Thomas and stuff like that. They're actually trying to find like smaller anime.
Yeah, and here's what here's a quote right here that they stated right here is that lately the media has been bashing the anime industry over working conditions. The TV stations have been reporting on it, but they're a big culprit. Netflix is restoring it to a sane business model. You're looking at maybe a 15% margin rather than a 5% loss. There's Netflix, Amazon, Crunchyroll, and Apple Studios all talking, as well as there's rumors to other major players getting involved. They're all scrambling to meet with everyone, but Netflix is the most aggressive. It's not a bonanza or bubble yet, but nearly all studios are booked until 2020. It's had a long and big boom to the industry because they're not as stressful as the way TV stations being involved has done to make it okay for broadcast.
Yeah, as long as these streaming services can get away from like American TV, the better.
Well, it's not even just American TV. It's how TV studios in Japan are. Have you seen some of the reports about studio conditions or working with those networks in Japan? It's pretty intense, dude.
Fucking sweatshops over there, man.
Basically,
it's worse than sweatshops. It's crazy, man. Like it's
because of the fact that they have to do it each week. Like the networks don't allow them to work on it ahead of time and pre-prep it. They have to do it after and make sure it's ready by the air date that they schedule them for, and they have to rush it out. So they're doing everything within a week's time. They're not like South Park Studios that have it down to a science, because think about it. South Park has been doing this for over 20 years, and they have their team dedicated. They know the process, and they have it down to be able to do it between each week because they know how their shit works. Even for these anime studios, you got to think about how much intense drawing that is, then having to color it. Yeah. And so you know about this. This is
heavy choreographic ones.
Yeah, like it's the funny thing about it is, like, especially what you're talking about. Each group has a certain amount of frames that they have to draw every week. So say this, I'm just gonna say like I'm just gonna throw a number out there. Like say one person has to draw 1,000 pictures a day. I mean 1,000 pictures a week, and they gotta keep doing that over and over again. Like, that shit gets stressful.
Yeah, and so this is right in your area because this is what you do. You know how it goes.
Yeah, like I honestly couldn't do it, but
exactly. But what I'm glad
I'm walking.
Yeah, and like I said, I'm glad that the streaming services reaching out and giving these studios and saying, hey, yeah, we'll fund your show. This is when we want to do it. You know, go ahead and start working on it. We'll put it all out at once, or we'll put it out over time, and that way you have enough time to start working on other projects. That's great. I'm glad that they're able to do that. However, at the same time, as like I said, if the service themselves don't make it worthwhile or don't innovate, it's not worth having the service. That's why I'm glad Netflix and Hulu are very pushing on it. You know, Amazon, I'm iffy with some of their streaming. However, they do have some good shows on there, and every now and then. But the thing is, without the innovation and not without making each service their own individual identity, then there's no point in having those services, you know?
Yeah. I'm happy for like the streaming service helping them out, but at the same time, like these websites, it's like they're made by like a freaking college sophomore programmer. Like it's just like stuck in a stone. It's like, come on, like it should take me forever make a subscription for Crunchyroll. Like, don't you want my money? Like I'm there fucking contemplating going back to Kiss Anime because I want to support them, but they're making it difficult for me.
Yep. Yeah, and I've gotten into a fight with Crunchyroll because of the fact that I had the trial. I gave it a month time to try and use it. Yeah, like straight up. Like I got into a fight with Crunchyroll because of the fact that I did the 30-day trial that they put out for a while, and then I said, you know, this is all right. I'll use it for a month to see how it goes. After that month was up, I had canceled before it renewed. They charged me. I contacted them. I sent 3 emails to their support. Got nothing back. Messaged them twice on Twitter for their support help. Tweeted at them twice. Didn't get nothing. Had to call my bank to have them dispute it. My bank took care of it in 5 days, and I got my stuff back. I heard from Crunchyroll 3 weeks after that saying they just got the email and say, oh yeah, we'll take care of it. So I got double refunded because those motherfuckers wasn't paying attention to the shit that I'd sent them 3 fucking times.
Like, oh, you want your money back? Oh, we didn't notice. Like, bitch, what the fuck? Give my $7 back. No.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm just like, that's the kind of shit. It's like their support doesn't work, and it sucks ass, and their service is not for the money that you're paying. It's not worth it.
No, definitely, man. You got to fight tooth and nail for that too. I'm like, man, fuck that shit. I'll make sure I cancel myself ahead of time because I don't think that happened to me.
Exactly.
So, Neff, what was you talking about? Yeah.
Huh? What's going on?
With anime and games?
Oh yeah, we got some anime games coming out. As all of us being gamers here, that we definitely want to talk about. And so, me and you were talking about this. No, Neff, me and you were talking about this. Is Sword Art Online Fatal Bullet? It's the first time, at least for us on Xbox, we get in a SAO game.
Yay!
I know you. We know how you feel about SAO. You ain't the most hype about it. And like I said, like for me personally, like SAO it's understandable that it caused a phenomenon, especially to help push the isekai bullshit over with especially being trapped in the game world. However, it's not the best, but it's still enjoyable. However, the game. Yeah, the first season was great. It was cool, and I'm glad that we're finally getting a game because the game is very an action-based third-person shooter as well. It's fun. It looks good. You know, it's gonna have its own original story. It's gonna be in Gun Gale, and I know how some people feel about Gun Gale. But like I said, I'm just happy the fact that we're getting something, because the game itself looks good, and the fact that you're gonna get to be an original character, talk to all the characters, it's gonna be cool. I'm excited for it. I'm just glad that we're finally getting it.
Oh, Jesus, your body, man.
You sound like a robot.
It sounds like Optimus Prime over there. You good now?
All right.
But
like I said,
no, never mind. Your body again.
Oh, what is that
Go
doing?
ahead and share my screen. I can explain the first season in this one picture.
Me personally, as far as like anime games, I feel like we need like a good One Piece. If we're hearing like academia game, play like Mass Effect, because with those animes, you pretty much like one of the main characters. I feel like that worked pretty well, and like another good Naruto game to play like Rise of the Ninja. It's like
oh my god! Hey, Naruto Storm 4 was the shit. Maybe the online doesn't work, but that campaign was fucking awesome to me.
I need to play through it yet.
Overall, the game was good, but the multiplayer lacked.
Yeah, the multiplayer doesn't work.
Features, it pissed me. It didn't have spectating mode. It didn't have a lobby. It was so much features that fucked up that multiplayer. It was not.
Yeah.
And here's the thing: is like I'll give
try
Hey, Sus, you hop back in, man. You're behind.
Yeah, you might have to. I don't know what the hell you have to do. Unplug your mic or back out.
That Sword Art Online, man. It got to him. Man.
Yeah, how successful are these anime games too? Because I remember it's like there's a One Piece fighting game called
This better?
Blood or something. Yeah, you're good now, man.
All right.
Are you talking about that shit was pretty trash, honestly. It
fighting One Piece game.
Oh, Ned, get that off the screen. Get out of here with that.
It probably so good on PlayStation and stuff like that, but like overall, anything like the mechanics and everything about like that, it was pretty trash.
Yeah. But like I said, with the Ultimate Storm, like I'll give the Naruto games, where they are. They're fairly cool games, especially with the fact that they're unique fighters. However, to me, they just didn't have the appeal of what made Rise of the Ninja and Broken Bond good. They didn't have the same appeal as the Uzumaki Chronicles back on the PS2. Like, I know the Uzumaki Chronicles wasn't canon and they were their own story. However, they were still really cool. I like the unique system that they made for building up your skills and chakra and stuff. And those were enjoyable because they were more open worlded. It wasn't that way with the Ninja Storm games. They were straight fighters, and I couldn't enjoy it.
I don't know, man. I liked it. It looks better than that newer one coming out. I mean, I don't know what the fuck's wrong with that.
What is that shit called? Strike?
Naruto Ultimate whatever.
Oh no.
I don't know. It's something, man, and it's not right. But
yeah.
But like I said, is like, don't get me wrong, I love a good fighting game. However, it's just with that, it doesn't right. It's the same way why Xenoverse isn't that good. I like
Xenoverse though.
But the thing is, like,
fuck about here with that shit, bro.
Hang on,
Xenoverse is a shit, man.
No, bro, your screen. I'm talking about your screen.
God damn it.
No. But do you want to? It reminds me of like kind of just an RPG because you level up your character, you give him special skills.
Yeah.
I like that aspect. I don't actually like the actual like multiplayer fighting.
Yeah,
really
I was like, here's the thing: is Xenoverse. It's cool in concept of how big it is of a game, how they try to go across all the eras, how they pull so many fighters and everything else. That's cool. However, it just doesn't seem as refined as it did back in the Budokai Tenkaichi days. Like, those were great Dragon Ball Z fighters.
And the thing about Xenoverse is they seen the success of the Storm series, and they're trying to.
They're trying to replicate it with the Dragon Ball because they know people would know Dragon Ball.
It's just the button press. It's like one button press. They try to add like an RPG feel to it and give you like
it doesn't work for it. It doesn't work for it.
They tried. I can't get mad at them for trying.
Yeah, they tried, but like I said, it just doesn't work for what it is. Like, that's why with that talk, I'm excited for Dragon Ball FighterZ. I played the beta, and so I think you played the beta, didn't you?
It's godly.
Exactly, and that's more of a refined. Even though it's a 2D fighter, it's much better and more refined of a fighter than Xenoverse ever could be. And I like the fact that they're taking the tag team style of Marvel vs. Capcom and all those old games and really adding it in there because it works for it. The controls are definitely easy. a little bit easier, so that way you can definitely get into it if you're a new fighter not used to the old school styles. However, it is still very skill based. I was like, it's definitely easy for a newbie to get in there.
There's definitely skill levels and brackets. So like anybody's gonna be able to pick it up, but the more you start to play it, the more you start to realize things. You can
and we've seen some of that, and we've gotten to play it ourselves. And like I said, man, that game's exciting. I'm glad that that's coming out in January. Being able to play that, because I believe it's going to be one of the enhanced titles for the X, and I know that it's good, and I believe it's going to be pro enhanced as well.
HDR's gonna be killer on that game, bro. I'm telling you right now, HDR's gonna be killer on it, bro.
It's gonna look crazy, man.
Oh, dude, if you look at it right now, the colors are already like vibrant and pop and work with that cell shade that they got. Put HDR on that, man, it's gonna look phenomenal.
But speaking of fire games, do you hear about the news for Injustice 2 today?
Yeah,
speaking of Injustice, Ninja Turtles.
Ninja Turtles up in this bitch, bro. Let's go.
Yo, Ninja Turtles is Warner Brothers, so they could do it, and I think that's pretty dope. Of all the guest characters they could pull out, man, I'm happy that they pulled out the Ninja Turtles, because they've been doing all this like horror movie crap in like Mortal Kombat and like characters that make no sense, bringing Mortal Kombat into Injustice, but the Ninja Turtles, I could dig it. I definitely
like that. I like that choice, but they could have at least tried Spawn at least once.
Oh no, I think Spawn's next pack though, because he is.
I hope so. I really hope so.
Yeah, but he should have been in this one. I agree with that.
At least we get Hellboy in the next one from this.
Yeah, Hellboy's pretty sweet.
Woo! But
Hellboy is definitely sweet.
You know, I think it's time for a little debating in here, because this shit's about to get hot. So how about that Ichigo versus Naruto? Let's get into it.
That shit. I don't agree, but we just going. They going whatever, man.
Nah, man. I agree though. Like I believe that in an actual fight that legitimately Naruto would have won against Ichigo.
Yeah, because we have to realize we think of Naruto before the war arc and shit, but like after the war arc fighting Madara, he becomes like a god.
Exactly.
Like, that guy can do the craziest shit.
Ichigo is also a god too, and the funny thing about it is,
here's the
funny thing about it. Why would they the form that they went to at the end of the fight? Why would they go into that form, and that's a weaker version of himself?
But the thing is, he uses other forms. But the thing is, but a lot of his forms, if he goes all out, it uses energy, as we've seen on multiple occasions. Like I've seen that Ichigo has gone all out and fucking dropped out of his power because it puts such a strain. He can't maintain those forms sometimes for very long periods, because if he uses it too much, he gets knocked back into his normal human form. Naruto doesn't have that issue.
Have too many techniques. Like Naruto had like a fuck ton of jutsus and shit.
But the thing is, he was already like, they made him transform from his strongest form to his weakest form. He wasn't in base when he transformed into this form. He was in his strongest form, and they downgraded him.
Yeah, and then he lost his power.
But what I'm saying is, even when he was in the strongest form, he still couldn't handle him. So he went with one that he could use to control space and time. And guess what? Fucking Kurama, as a chakra beast of pure energy, was able to destroy that shit because they've done that before.
Yeah, and he has a piece of like each tail beast in him as well. Like Naruto has a fuck ton of reserve, and he's an Uzumaki, so he can take punishment.
Yeah.
I guess.
Like I said, his
mom survived Kurama being taken out of him.
Yeah.
Or her, sorry.
Yeah. He's had his soul ripped out, as we saw. And he's still held on. Fucking second that happens to Ichigo, he gets knocked out like a motherfucker. Happens every time.
Yeah, we have to also realize, like, Ichigo, I mean, yeah, he's a good sword fighter, but I don't think he can handle, like, hand-to-hand combat. Like, he's not going to, like, recognize, like, Naruto's shadow clone jutsus and his other tricks.
Why wouldn't he?
I don't
he fought people that have done that before, and he has also fought someone that had fucking, who throws millions of fucking like pedals at him.
But remember with the pedals. But remember with the pedals, he moved fast. Yes, because of the flash step, he can move fast. However, as they've stated, and it is true, movement speed doesn't always translate into combat speed.
Yeah.
He can move faster. However, even still, we'd seen previously that his reaction time to some others was never always on time. He's reacted slower and gotten his ass kicked about that. Naruto was always faster reaction as he progressed through the series.
Because when I watch Bleach, they're not doing any tricks.
Say that either, because he's been hit with some trash shit too.
He has been hit with some trash shit too, but
but I'm saying you have to think of after the war arc, that's what you got to think of. Because before the war arc, Ichigo would have destroyed Naruto, but Naruto he became someone completely different after that war.
Yeah, I'll let this slide.
Neff, you and your trolling bullshit.
But
you know it's true.
I would say majority of Bleach universe will beat Naruto's universe.
Oh, more than likely, a lot of even some of his original classmates, they strong, but they still probably get their ass kicked.
Well, I don't know. There's an interesting what about the Akatsuki versus the Rankar? Who would win?
The Rankar are godlike, bro.
They are godlike.
Just from them,
because the Akatsuki has a few strong members, but overall, I think they would get destroyed.
Yeah, when I had a discussion, I was like, Pain and Nagato. Nagato and basically Itachi.
And Kisame. Well, you can put up Kisame too.
Kisame, he's only really good when he has the sword.
Yeah, but he's gonna have it.
Yeah,
and Neth will defend fucking Toby to the death.
Yo, get your eye in there,
motherfucker! Don't you talk about my Toby.
Those two.
You mean Mr. You may not see my face, but you can see my ass. I'm a schoolgirl in love.
No, don't bring that up.
Oh wait, look, I got the picture right here. Let's.
Oh no, we don't have to bring that up.
Well, no, those.
It's not canon.
They can fight on their own, but.
Yeah. But hey, SoulKing, let's get the fire in you. How about that Dragon Ball Super animation? You saw that improvement.
Yeah, it was. I can agree. That shit was fire. I was like, okay.
Okay, you want to know why that was fire though? You want to know who I don't even know the dude's name. They brought in a new dude, and this guy's doing work now.
He was stepping up the game on Dragon Ball. Oh God, what the fuck is that?
Really, Dragon Ball Super.
That's like the first couple episodes of Dragon Ball Super, and people were trying to defend it. But yeah, that episode was pretty good, and I honestly think it was better than a special that they showed previously.
I actually agree with you because that brought back the style in a modern way, and this guy's gonna keep doing work. These episodes are going to significantly improve in animation. This guy better not go away because they need him.
He doesn't need to go away. I honestly think he needs to be
he could be hired by another studio, but I hope they keep this motherfucker.
Yeah, I hope that
this is a good one for you right here, Neth.
What you got there?
Oh, the infinite Tsukiyomi. What was that?
It's your boy.
Yeah, well, I liked the episode. Goku actually wasn't. They didn't follow the same routine. They wasn't just class punching. It wasn't going. It wasn't going into the freaking the sky and showing the sound barrier punches and shit like that. They were actually really fighting in the episode. We see Goku do. We seen Goku do a ki blast. We seen a lot of shit. It was a lot of shit that Goku was doing in the episode that was pretty sweet.
Nah, it definitely was, and just seeing all that is definitely a lot of hype, especially with the fact that we already know that that Ultra Instinct Goku is coming back too. And
I don't agree with that shit.
Hang on. I like the fact that they're bringing it back, but finally,
I don't.
Along with this, though, they're bringing back Super Saiyan 3 because every time they don't give Super Saiyan 3 enough love, but he's gonna go Super Saiyan 3 Ultra Instinct.
Neff, you don't get out here that shit.
Going around that L, huh? Going that L around.
I don't know. I just don't agree, man. Sketchy. It's really sketchy. Especially the Ultra Instinct thing. I think that should have been something.
That shit can't come back. Is he using it against Kefla? Why?
Yeah, it seems so.
Yeah, and the fact is, it has only been 2 to 3 minutes in their time since
what the fuck?
since he fought Jiren.
The fuck?
That's some bullshit.
So you think about it, that's like, how the fuck is this even possible? But it's
Neff.
Hey, Super G ain't here, bro.
So you in love with Super G, huh? Oh shit.
Hey, bro, this is exactly what happened. Fucking, he goes to fight Jiren, and Topo comes in. He's like, "Look, man, you ain't find him." He's like, "Well, I don't want to take on a second fiddle." It's like, "You're the second fiddle in your universe." He pulled that Goku button.
Yeah.
He hits that Goku button, man. Sets off Vegeta. He's like, no one calls me second fiddle.
Even though I am. And then he says bullshit like, "You see all these sands? I'm on the top of them." It's like, why the fuck you lying?
Sure, bro.
Yeah.
Dude, he got so worked up by that. But man, I'm glad that they put the fire in him. I was like, he ain't been getting like, I hope we get to see him like really kick it off because he hasn't been given enough.
I could say he's hiding something, but he's not gonna have something like Ultra Instinct. Like, there's no way.
See, there's been talks that he supposedly has his own version of, or that he already has Ultra Instinct.
I don't think he has Ultra. I can see him.
He still gets too angry to have it. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
See, I agree, but I think that he has his own. His as we've talked about Neth before, is that he's gonna have his own version of Ultra Instinct, but his is gonna be based on his emotion. Like we talked that Ultra Instinct is complete, like sound body, sound mind, like everything else doesn't matter. Vegeta's too emotional and hot-headed for that. But he has to have his own version where that emotion turns into that raw power for him.
But the thing about Ultra Instinct, it gives you a power boost, but the thing is, it makes you think about things. It erases the thought for you to like actually process things. So you don't have to like, oh, I gotta dodge this punch. I gotta do this.
Yeah, it's a mastery of self-movement.
Yeah, I don't know if Vegeta can actually. I don't see Vegeta actually getting like something equivalent to that. I can see him get like a rage mode, I guess, like Trunks and stuff like that.
Fucking bringing back that Genki Dama sword.
I feel like he used that against Goku Black, like when he like destroyed him. I think that's what they're like. He tapped that more.
But maybe I think that was just his power boost for him training in the fucking time chamber for like a month.
Yeah, and then he trained again, but I don't know. I mean, we'll see what happens. I don't think Vegeta's getting Ultra Instinct, but that's my opinion.
Hey, leave Super G out of here. He ain't around to defend Vegeta right now.
Oh man, we all know Super G is Kaba in disguise.
Oh, that's not right.
Oh shit. So yeah, can you tell me about these spoilers? I didn't even look them up. So like, how stupid are they?
You talking about for the spoilers?
Dragon Ball. Yeah, what the fuck is going on?
What's trash? This like.
So basically, like the Khalifa, wherever you pronounce it, fusion beats Super Saiyan. Kefla.
Yeah, Kefla beats in Super Saiyan Blue's ass.
Yep.
And he
makes sense.
He
well, I mean, it kind of does because you got to think too is that Kefla is because Cauliflower is able to go almost into Super Saiyan 2.
I forgot. Yeah, Cauliflower was destroying Super Saiyan Blue. Now that I remember.
Yeah, she's seen Super Saiyan Blue and wants it, but she's able to almost attain Super Saiyan 2. However, you got to remember that Kale, the pure power of Berserker mode, when she goes that legendary Super Saiyan, is mixing that power between the two because it's putting them at their most powerful with the way that the fusions work.
I have nothing against them beating Super Saiyan Blue Goku. It's just the fact that they're bringing Ultra Instinct in. I would prefer.
Exactly. Ultra Instinct should be awakened at the last possible minute. Like if you woke up and started destroying Goku again.
I would like for him to train to obtain that after this arc. But
yeah, I mean, there's theories going around that like Ultra Instinct is going to go on and off for Goku. Like he doesn't even realize he's doing it. And he's going to slowly gain control over it. I mean, that's the theory.
As long as it turns like a fucking rag.
At the end of this arc, he's going to master this shit. Honestly, it's going to be annoying. Yeah. But I just think that they should have just made this opportunity to have like a tag team for like either Goku and Frieza. see how they would work together. Or
I mean,
Goku
they
and
have
17.
shown like a kind of a tag team in like I think it was like a Japanese toy commercial where like you see Frieza like go straight at Jiren, foreshadow what's gonna happen later on.
I don't know, man. Like there's still a lot that they aren't showing, and there's so many things because as we know with Frieza, man, he's always up to something. He's always on some shady shit.
Yeah, and Frieza is pretty strong. So.
Yeah, Frieza.
He definitely has something up his sleeve.
He definitely does. He has something going on, and he's planning something. We saw what he did when he tricked Gohan and then kicked Frost out like it was nothing. And then, you know, like me and you talked about, so is that we thought originally that he was gonna, you know, shoot Goku when he snuck up on him after Goku got beat up by Jiren and, you know, mortally wound him, and then Goku was gonna get that boost up because of Super Saiyan plot armor.
But they also
You gotta admit that it is Super Saiyan plot armor. The fact that the closer they are to death, the more powerful they become. That is
they don't achieve it anymore. They don't.
Yeah, but to say that's ever since it became gods, they can't achieve that anymore.
Yeah,
because Gohan
still has that ability though.
Yep.
Speaking of Gohan and shit, so what do you think? Do you think there's gonna be more fusions? Do you think there's just like a one-time thing? What do you think, guys?
Well, honestly,
we already know that Vegito or Gogeta, whichever one they use, isn't going to happen because Vegeta and Goku have stated they hate using the fusions, and because of the fact that we know that because one, they don't like fusing, as well as two, they're both selfish fighters.
Yeah,
we've seen that, and we've talked about that. As Goku is probably the most selfish of all. It's like, yeah, he'll protect his friends and all that.
They also wrote it out. They wrote it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean this doesn't have much weight to it, but people are saying like, what if Goku fused with like Gohan because they were supposed to do that in the Buu arc, and if they brought that back now, I don't know. That'd be pretty cool.
But Goku and Gohan fused together, still Goku or Gohan.
Yeah, basically.
Unless you want to go Haku.
Oh, that's gonna be terrible.
Go Haku.
But either way, if they transform, they would have to stay at base.
Yeah,
he's not going to turn. You can't turn Super Saiyan blue, or it's only going to last like 30 seconds.
Yeah,
but you also got to remember too is that
the world of Void.
Yeah.
But we already know that we know that Gohan is an extremely strong fighter because one, you got to remember during the Namek he had his full potential unlocked, and then he's finally mastered what he's capable of when he was training with Piccolo in his base. We've seen Gohan get that ascendant form that he's had before without needing to go Super Saiyan.
Yeah, well, like the thing about Gohan is he can still improve. He isn't like max potential, not like that.
Oh no, absolutely.
He can still train and improve, and that's where he fucked up. He just didn't train.
Yeah, exactly. But remember too is that just like Krillin, Gohan gave up fighting. He didn't want to fight, and then he got pushed back.
Yeah, because he was never a fighter in heart.
He wasn't, and we saw it.
You see, that's why Goten's like such a unused character. It's kind of sad because like Goten kind of likes fighting, and he could be a fighter.
Yeah,
but they just
and I agree with that. Is that Goten kind of has the drive of Goku a little bit, but at the same time, he wants to be powerful because he wants to live up to he wants to live up to Goku's name as well as he wants to be like Trunks because he admires Trunks, and Trunks is hot-headed just like his dad, just like Vegeta. But I honestly think they need to remember what it means to be a Saiyan, and that's why I hope that like Vegeta said to Cabba is that he wants Cabba to take him back to the planet of Saiyans. He wants to
bring Goten
home. Exactly, and get to see that and really show them what their heritage is.
But Chi-Chi is always doing some dumb shit.
Yeah, Chi-Chi is fucking annoying. And like Pam, when she grows up, she's gonna be a fighter because she does actually like fighting a lot like Goku. So that's gonna be good to see. I hope she becomes a Super Saiyan. But have you guys ever seen that like fan-made series Dragon Ball Absolution?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
bro, I'm telling you, the way they do those guys in the future is what it needs to be like.
Oh yeah, I remember now. Yeah,
absolutely.
Like they're doing Super Saiyan 3. Like that's what we needed. Like they took they knew GT was bad, but they took it and they made it good.
Yeah,
like with that
they
continuation.
went after GT when Goku was gone.
Yeah.
They brought an entire like they brought, the same race that was hidden away, and they came and they basically trying to capture the sand from Earth and basically make them basically slaves for their army.
Yeah, it's such a cool storyline. His animation's fucking good for like his small team. I think it might just be him.
It's just him. And he just got voice actors.
Yeah, it's fucking like even the voice acting is not really that bad considering what it is. And I fucking love it. He uses a Bleach song for the intro, but it fucking works.
Yeah, he's really good. I like him.
Yeah, man. I hope he gets picked up or something like that. That dude can do work.
Shit, game on the story. Shit, he's better than him.
Yeah. But I will say, to be fair, I think Toriyama, like we said, he doesn't have much to do with Super, and like I don't think he really cares that much. But Toritaro, I hope he has some big words.
Toriyama said that he's done after Super, and that's why Toritaro, like he's been waiting to find the right successor, and as we've been seeing, like especially for you, Ned, you read in the manga, Toritaro is finally stepping up to be the
Toritaro's work is way better than Toriyama's.
Exactly, and that's what I'm saying is that that's why he's showing now that he's putting his name on it and showing that he is the right person to be the successor for Toriyama for this.
Like the way the Tournament of Arc is already going, and his version is so much better with all those gods fighting and shit.
Yeah, that was godlike.
And then you saw Topo, he one-shotted Goku down. You're like, oh shit,
man! Kicked him right in his nuts.
This dude's a second fiddle,
and that's because of the fact that we know that Topo is supposed to be what has God Key and what's supposed to be chosen as one of the next gods of destruction to replace his universe.
Exactly, and we're also wondering, who is the strongest god of destruction? Is it Beerus or is it Ramon? Like we don't know. And if Jiren's stronger than Ramon or whatever, I mean that's just fucking scary.
That says a lot. Yeah, that says a lot.
And that's people are saying that's why Toritaro uses that clown guy as his picture on Twitter.
Yep. Yeah. But we don't know. Like we said too, is that the anime and the manga have such big differences because in the manga we know right when the gods were testing it out that everyone focused on Beerus because Beerus is supposed to be the strongest. Yet in the anime it wasn't as focused on Beerus.
Yeah, it was just like the 3 top gods or whatever. And it was a shitty fight anyways.
Yeah.
Just some extra destruction happened, and that's about it.
Yeah, but, I don't know.
But in that fight too, in the manga, we saw that Beerus was taking on 4 of the gods like it was nothing.
And they actually showed Ultra Instinct.
Yep.
They actually showed them using it.
Because in the manga, we know that Beerus has Ultra Instinct, but in the show, seems no one does except for Jiren, and then we're shocked when Goku had it.
Yeah, I think shocked. Well, as we said, Beerus just hasn't mastered the form, but I think he has it to an extent.
He has it. He definitely has it, but
he
just
I don't even think we've seen him use it because Goku couldn't make him do it.
The only person we've seen that can actually use it is Whis.
Yeah, like whatchamacallit. I think if Jiren fought Beerus, Beerus would probably use Ultra Instinct, maybe.
Yeah,
but right now, Goku couldn't push him to that limit.
Hopefully this continues to get better. So.
Yeah, the animation is key. I hope they kind of fix up the story. And there's a lot of stupid stuff that happens in Dragon Ball Super. I don't know if that's going away. But hey, nostalgia's a hell of a drug, right, SoulKing?
Mm. Yes, it is.
Yes, definitely it is.
Yep.
But so it's definitely one of those things. But like I said, we got to see what's going on with the future. You know, there's definitely a possibility, but it's just gonna take time. Like we said, especially with Super. You know, there's some people saying that Super might be ending soon, and that as soon as it's over, Toritaro is gonna take full over. And honestly, he needs to get it out.
I don't see it ending no time soon because it brings in too much money. But I can see somebody else taking over
anytime soon.
I could definitely see somebody else taking over. Hopefully.
Yeah, but it's gonna be one of those things.
Yeah.
And hang on, I just found something here. Last minute announcement. They just announced the new season for Bungo Stray Dogs. I don't know if y'all know what that is, but that one I'm actually pretty started.
Stray Dogs. That sounds familiar. But...
It's a pretty good action anime, and basically the entire story is about a special task force made up of people who have special abilities. However, the interesting thing about it is that the title Bungo actually means literary, because all the characters are named after really big Japanese authors, and their abilities are based on stories by those authors. And they have a lot of other.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's real cool because it's real. Like the characters themselves match up to how the personality of the author that they're based on. And like there's another, like there's so many in there, and they even have an organization in there that's from the US, and all of them are based on American authors and have their power side. Like there's one who's based on Edgar Allan Poe, another one who's based on what's his name? H.P. Lovecraft and Cthulhu and all that shit. Like it's real good because it has some intense animation for the fight scenes, and it's just a cool story.
Yo, speaking of animation shit, SoulKing, have you ever seen like Fate Stay Night or any of those shows?
Yeah, they're good. It's gone.
The new one, I'm gonna start watching that soon, but I can't wait because I fucking love Fate Night. It has like the best animation.
I'm telling you, I still can't get it. Not because I don't like it and it's not interesting, but like I said, it's all over the
help me out
place.
with this dude. He thinks it's confusing to get into the show. Can you explain to him how to get into it?
I really can. Like you can always pick up any one of them, really, and just
see. That's what I'm saying. Is that's what anyone says. Just like pick any random season and focus on it as if it's its own story. Don't even look at it as the overall, because they said it's hard to connect everything because the Fate series is all over the place.
I mean, to me, like there's just you start with the prequel, you do the Unlimited Blade Works, and then maybe you do the new one. Like I think
you can definitely do it that way. But I would say if you like. I look at it kind of like American Horror Story.
Yeah.
Every season's its own story.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it might connect a little bit, but like it's not necessarily a whole thing.
Yeah, because if I do jump in, I'm going to start with Apocrypha from last season because everyone said Apocrypha was amazing.
Yeah.
But I definitely got to check out that.
Yeah, I started with Fate Stay Night Zero because that was like the prequel to like the main one, and I don't know, I like that one a lot.
Yeah, that one was pretty good.
Yeah,
right, but we're running on that time here for our little specialty, and want to make an announcement is that we're going to be gone for the next 2 weeks because we're all going to be taking holidays and spending time with the family. So we want to make sure everyone has that time. But we'll definitely be back after Thanksgiving and doing it just as big as we are now. And hopefully this time SupraGee will actually get his Vegeta loving ass in here.
Yeah.
However, if you don't see Neth, you know that's because SupraGee's on him right now. He's hunting him.
Yeah, I mean, as I might be gone for a while, but if I'm not back on time, guys, you know, SupraGee's the only guy not in the group chat right now. Just saying. And I have been especially trolly today.
Yes, he has, but he hasn't been answering because he's probably still sleeping like a lazy boy.
Oh, no, are you taking a 6-hour drive? No, I'm just saying.
Oh, man. SoulKing just went halfway across the country, still made it.
Shit.
I was driving like a crazy guy.
Yeah, it was. He was pushing that 300 miles an hour.
No, bro. SoulKing got that Ultra Instinct on hand right now.
Yeah, definitely.
Ultra Instinct driving, drinking.
Have you guys seen the Ultra Instinct videos? You see like fucking Hercule Ultra Instinct.
Oh,
yeah, I seen that when I seen fucking. What was the,
you see the fucking Broly video?
Shaggy Ultra Instinct, man.
Oh man,
the fucking Broly video sent you of Broly in the hay, just like fucking Piccolo doing like
man,
Goku's face.
Oh Lord. All right, Neth, what you got going on here, man?
Oh, you know, man, I just dropped a video earlier, like 1 o'clock. Oh, so you guys go check that out, and you know, I'm representing that broadband bullies, and you can catch me on Beastfire this Monday. So let's go.
All right. SoulKing, what you got going on, man? What you got?
I don't have nothing going on really. I would just say follow me on Twitter at SoulKing Lives. That's about it.
Yo, no, hold on. SoulKing, stop being humble, bro. You got some talent with that work you do. Let's talk about it. Bro, that's like bored. No, man, when you made that picture for the curse or whatever, that's some like Boruto shit. That's fucking good.
Yeah, man. If you follow SoulKing, take a look at his art, man.
You
The
looking
boy's
for
talented.
commissions? You talk about it.
Yeah, last
Come on,
point.
put your
Good content.
art out there. Hang
Also,
on.
just be
Where-
on
where's that shit?
the
Where's that
lookout for my YouTube channel, my animation YouTube channel. It's gonna be coming out like the next 6 months.
shit? There we
Hey.
I'm
go.
telling you,
There
man,
we
this
go.
guy's gonna blow up. He has fucking talent. I was blown away. I talked to this dude.
Straight up, man. Come on, put yourself out there. Let them know what you got.
You know, I just be trying to chill, you know, man.
I'm just okay.
Yeah,
I
you
do
got-
sketches and doodles, you know.
What you got going on, Operation? What you doing?
Yeah, shit. I've just been watching Death Note. I'm deciding I'm going back to watch One Piece again because I've missed so much shit.
Bro, I'm
when I
actually
first
thinking about
watched
watching One Piece again. To be
One
real
Piece
with you.
is-
One Piece
It's
is
so good.
best.
It's so good, bro.
There's only like two
Yeah,
bad
it's the best
filler
one.
arcs, which was like that dragon one. I hated that one. And the Rainbow Mist. I fucking hate that arc.
Yeah, I'm skipping all that shit.
Filler. Those are fillers.
Skipping all that shit.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, I skipped all filler. All filler.
Yeah. Well, no, there is one filler that's good when they get on that prison island or whatever. I thought it was canon, honestly.
There we
It was
go.
so good.
Look at the boys' art, man. Look at this. Look at this.
That boy working out there.
Oh yeah. Follow SoulKing and check out his art, man. Check it out.
Hey.
No, yeah, you thought that was from the Boruto set? That's fucking SoulKing.
Yeah,
I don't know
man.
what y'all talking about, man.
Look at that.
You
Look
humble
at
motherfucker.
that. Humble brag, bro. And of course, you can follow me on Twitter as well at Bloody Knuckles here. You know, I'm always hosting this when we can. Not doing much, but I am active on Twitter. You know, whatever you got going on, talk to me. Sometimes I am on Mixer streaming just whatever random BS I be doing. But other than that, we all just chilling out here. Talk to us, holla at us.
Be sure to follow
Yeah.
everybody.
Yeah.
Yep. Had a really good show today.
Everyone's information for Twitter, just follow them down in the description below. All that information's there. But yeah, definitely hit us up.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, thanks
There we
everybody
go.
for coming out and checking us out.
Definitely. Thanks everyone. We'll catch y'all next time. Peace.
See you.